Me 14. Me freshman high school. Me meet boy. Boy 14. Freshman high school. Me and boy hang out. Me and boy start talking. Me and boy start dating. Me and boy love each other. Time go on. December come. Me miss period. Me ignore it. Me think whatever. January come. Me miss it again. Me ignore it. Me think whatever. February come. Me miss it again. Me confused. Me also in cheer. Me in air. Me throw body backwards. Me lose progress. Me not feel good. March come. Me mom worry. Me mom take doctor. Me mom think pregnant. Me say no. Me say no. Me in denial. Me don't think pregnant. Me notice me belly grow. Me think me just growing. Me tell mom. Mom say no. Me say yes. April come. Me and boy start worry. Me and boy think maybe pregnant. May come. Me mom get pregnancy test. Me mom say take it and tell me. Me take test. Me scared. Boy scared too. Me test positive. Me tell boy. Boy say oh no. Me say oh no. Me take second positive immediately. Me say oh no. Me tell boy. Me and boy scared. Me and boy tell family. Next moon. Family not happy. Family support. Me find out me 5 months pregnant. Me go to doctor. Me see baby. Boy see baby. We find out it's girl. Me and boy happy. Few months go. Me have big belly. Me and boy have baby shower. People come. Me and boy get baby stuff. Me and boy excited. September come. Me and boy have baby. Me and boy name baby Kaylin. Me and boy happy. Me and boy still together. Me and boy love. Me and boy have 1-year-old daughter.
What would you do if you just found out your best friend of 5 years was stealing from you? Because I just found out that my best friend of 5 years was stealing from me, and I honestly don't know what to do. So let's rewind and start from the beginning, because this is actually insane to me, and that is why I haven't posted in about 5 days, because I have been dealing with this drama for the same amount of time that I haven't been posting. Dude, we're gonna call this girl Bella. Wait, I actually have 2 really good friends named Bella who didn't do this, so we're gonna call this girl Stacy. So also, excuse the chocolate on my face, I literally just had pie bowls, but I have been friends with Stacy since, like I said, 5 years. So I've been friends with her since 8th grade. So me and Stella became really close really quick. We don't go to the same school or anything, but we met through mutual friends, and we have been really good friends, or so I thought, ever since. Me and this girl, like, we have been friends, and like I was always there for her. Like, I haven't been anything but a good friend to this girl. Like, I'm always there for her. Like, anytime she ever needed me to spot her on something, like I was always there. Like, literally just always there for her. And like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys like she never did anything for me, but, and like, this isn't a comparison because we're friends, and I didn't expect her to ever like do anything back. Like, I did stuff not expecting anything in return, but I did start to notice that every time I did do something for her or like spot her, like even like $1, she would never say thank you or anything. She would take it as if I should be the one like paying for her and all that stuff. And there are so many stories about this girl. Like, one time we were both getting something to eat, and she's the one who planned like the dinner and everything, and she reserved a spot. But once we got there, she claimed that she had forgot her wallet, and I remember seeing it in her car because she picked me up and took me there because she's the one who planned the date and everything, and I didn't have my license at that point. And I remember telling her like, oh, I thought I saw it in your car, like, do you want me to run out and grab it for you? Because I had already put my share of the bill in the table on the check. And she was like, no, like, I know for sure that I left it at my house. Like, I swear on everything, it's in my house. So do you mind just spotting me and I'll pay back later? So obviously I said yes, and later when I asked her like, hey, like, is everything going okay with like the PayPal, like insinuating that like to pay me back and everything, because usually we would like pay each other back through PayPal, she was like, oh, like, what do you mean? And I just wasn't about to push her at that point, because like I knew she knew what I meant, but like I just didn't like say anything, because I'm just like, oh, like I guess you just didn't want to pay me back. So fast forward, when I found out that she was stealing from me was when I was on TikTok. But let's just go back a second. I just remembered this. During like the months that I found out that she was stealing from me, which we'll get into later, I was actually starting to notice some of my stuff missing. Like I thought that I just misplaced it in the laundry, because I like before like me and her had been friends, like I also noticed some of my stuff missing, and like I would find it like a couple months later. So I was just like, all right, like I just lost my favorite sweatshirt, whatever, I'll find it later. And y'all, I'm already at 3 minutes. I'm about to film part 2, so go to part 2 now. Love you guys. Bye.
I caught my dad cheating on my mom, and when he found out, he tried to choke me. Grab your snacks, grab everything, because this is gonna get juicy. When this happened, it was a Sunday, so my grandma, which is the mom of my dad, she ended up come visiting from Mexico, right? And she's a very, very religious lady. So every Sunday, my mom and my brothers and all of us, we would go to church, except for my dad, right? Well, this particular Sunday, I did not feel good, like at all. I was having fever, I was having cough, you name it. I ended up staying because my grandma was like, you know what, it's okay, like let her stay. My mom and my grandma and my brothers, they all left, right? My dad was not home yet. He was like out getting beer because he was an alcoholic. So my dad knew that every Sunday we were gone because we were at church, and we would church for at least like 1 hour, and then after that we usually go to eat. I heard him get home, and he had his friend with him because he was living with us at this time, this friend, and out of nowhere this woman comes out of the car, and my window, I could see outside, so I was seeing everything. Like my dad was outside, his friend was outside. This woman was also a girlfriend of one of my uncles at the time, but my uncle was not there. My dad proceeds to compliment her, saying, oh, you're so beautiful, I wish you were my girlfriend. He proceeded to say, no one's home, we could go into my room and no one will have to know. But little did he know, I was home and I was seeing everything outside of my window. Even that, she was willing to go inside, but then she backed out. Not only that, but this skank was basically teasing him. She was pulling down her bottoms and showing him, let's say, booty cheeks. I was enraged, okay, because not only was he doing that shit, but literally my mom was out with his mom, bonding with her. And he proceeded to keep saying little comments like, oh, I wish we could do it in my room, nobody's home, or whatever. Eventually, the woman said, okay. So my dad was like, okay, let me just clean up the room a little bit, and I'll go to the restroom and I'll come back. So me, obviously, I'm not gonna let that happen, of course. So he comes in the restroom, right? And I wait for him to get out of the restroom. And as soon as he gets out, I get out of my room and I start yelling at him. I start telling him, why are you doing that? I'm like cussing him out in Spanish and English, both, because he was bilingual. So I was cursing him out, and y'all should have seen his face. His face was blank, like, holy shit, she heard everything, I'm gonna get in trouble. I was scared because his face, he looked at me like if he really wanted to do something to me. I ran into my room because I couldn't go through the front door or the back door, and I locked it. He ran after me and he was trying to get into my room very forcefully. He almost even broke my door. And eventually I did end up opening the door because he said that he just wanted to talk to me. I was super scared that he was gonna break down my door and do something so much worse. But he did end up talking to me and telling me, oh, like, I'll give you money for you not to tell anything to your mom. And then after I said no, he proceeded to say, well, what you heard was wrong. And then that's when I started cussing him out again. I said, I know what I heard. I was there. Literally, I saw everything through my window. And he even fucking proceeded, bring her inside the house so she can be the one to tell me, no, you're just exaggerating. You never saw anything. Nothing happened. And obviously, I cursed that woman out. Eventually, she did leave because I did not want to fucking talk to her, of course. Tried to play it safe. So I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm not gonna tell my mom. Like, yeah. I did that so he could leave me alone. I ended up leaving. Ran away because I was so scared. I ended up calling my mom. She did not pick up because it doesn't matter who's calling her. If she's in church, she's not gonna answer whatsoever. I did end up calling a friend, and that friend did pick me up and took me to her place. Once my mom found out that I was calling her like nonstop, she ended up calling me and she was like, hey, what's wrong? And I did end up telling her like, hey, my dad was doing this. And she said, okay, we'll talk to him. Like, you're gonna be there with me and I'm gonna confront him. So I ended up leaving with my mom. I come into the house with my mom. My dad was laying in bed. He was like, I guess sleeping. And my mom came in and she was like, well, why is she telling me that she caught you cheating and you were trying to do something with a woman? And obviously he did not react good. As soon as he heard that from my mom, he got up really quick, like jumped at me and tried to choke me. Thank God that my mom pulled me, because I don't know what would have happened if he actually got his hands on me. Obviously, my mom and my dad, they went back and forth about what was going on. And the worst part is that after that happened, my mom didn't leave him until like a couple more months after that. I ended up being really mad at my mom for not leaving him, and I never really talked to him after that. I usually just stayed in my room after that happened because I was genuinely scared of him. But I am glad that he is no longer in our lives. Trauma.
Story time on how I found out my ex-best friend was having a secret relationship with her dad. For some background, me and this girl have been friends for like a year. We got close very quick and we told each other literally everything. Like, there were no secrets at all between us. We always knew about what each other was doing and their secrets, you know, stuff like that. Anyways, I've always had a weird like gut feeling about her and her dad. Like, literally whenever I was around them or I went over to her house, they were both really weird with each other. They both always made like really weird comments about each other. Like the type of comments you should never ever make about your daughter or your dad. Hopefully you're kind of understanding like the type of comments they'd make, because I can't really see it. But yeah, those type of gross comments. But I never really thought much of it because they'd always laugh it off after as if it was like a joke or something. So time goes on and it's just continuous flirting that's getting worse and worse. I also didn't want to bring it up and tell her because first I didn't want her to get mad at me for even thinking something like that, but I was just really concerned about it because that's not normal. Also, I wasn't too sure if her mom knew or anything. So one night she's over at my house and we're hanging out in my room. She was on her phone like the entire night and texting, so I kind of like distanced myself a little bit from her because I didn't want to be like all in her business. At that point I got really nosy, so I went up to her and I was like, oh, what are you doing? And I looked at her phone and she was texting her dad, and the texts were very much things that you shouldn't say to your dad at all. It was so inappropriate. I sat there looking at her in shock because I did not know what to say. She was so calm about it too. She was like, oh no, like don't worry about it. Like, it's normal. This is how we always are. It's okay. I told her, no, that's not okay. That's not normal. She kept telling me, no, it's okay. And then she started a big argument out of it because I kept telling her like, that's not okay. That's not normal. And from then on, she went to school talking bad about me and spreading rumors about me. Also spreading secrets that I only told her, so I know it was her. It was secrets about my life and just about me in general that I
literally did not want anyone knowing. And I trusted her so much, and then for her to say that around the whole entire school. By the way, I did not mention anything about her relationship with her dad, which, you know what, I could have, but I'm not a bad person. But it's just funny to me how she has the audacity to do that when I found that out about her, and she's still spreading things about me, knowing that I have that information on her, which she knows I would never do, but I just think it's messed up. So yeah, that's it for my story time. I have a lot more story times, so follow me for more. I love you guys so much. Bye.
Story time while I'm doing my makeup, because I think I'm about to be murdered on this first date. Okay, I got receipts pulled up right now. So I randomly get a DM. I'm outside with my grandma and my dad, you know. I just randomly get a DM from this dude, and I read it out loud saying, "That's crazy. You look exactly like my future wife." So me and my dad are just talking, you know, about all the guys that hit me up and all this stuff, and you know, I just proceed to like the message and just leave it on seen. 30 minutes later, he proceeds to text me. "I see the vision though. You gotta appear mysterious and uninterested." So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, "Love the viewpoint, lol. Thank you." I was like, "Do you have Snapchat?" Like just the typical, like, you know, like text back with a random dude. "I prefer not to get left undelivered for 6 weeks, so I'll give you my number instead." Real as frick. So he sends me his number. "Now you have no excuse not to put me in your emergency contacts." So I'm thinking, like, dog, what? So I'm like, whatever. And then I was like, "Wait, how old are you?" Like, before, like, I, like, put this dude's name in my phone, right? When I text him, I'm like, "Hey, it's Ashley." He's like, "Phew, I didn't think we were gonna make it to this point, Ashley." And then I was like, "Well, it has come to this point." And then he says, "The only next logical step is to see when you're free so I can take you to dinner." I was like, see, that's kind of a tough one with me. I was like, I'm a really busy woman. And then he's like, "Are you using the D1 excuse? I'm too busy." Well, I'm also busy, yet I'm trying to make time for you. And I was like, oh, sweet. So he's telling me that he is going to training right now, like, like, we have a plan going on here. And then he was like, "Can I FaceTime you after I get out of training?" I was like, "Yeah," like, so he FaceTimes me after his training, and he seems like a normal person. We're kind of just talking, and he was like, "So, like, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, "Well, I have, like, a little softball game at, like, 7 o'clock, and I have to go look at this couch at 5, like, da-da-da." He was like, "Perfect, so I can come pick you up, and we can do something, at 1. And I was like, "Oh, what?" Like, I'm flabbergasted. Like, he sees how flabbergasted I am. The only weird thing that, like, I didn't like is that he didn't have any posts in, like, his profile pic. Like, you can't really see his face, but it's, like, his body, you know? But, like, I don't know. I figure out where he lives, and he's, like, 30 minutes from me. I'm like, "You're really gonna come pick me up?" He was like, "Yes, like, dude, I like really want to take you out and all that stuff." I was like, I'm like still like flabbergasted again, and I'm like, what in the world? I was like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" He's like, "I know a spot, like, we can go like mini golfing, and I can take you out to get something to eat before or after." And I was like, "Free food, bro, free fucking food." Okay, and then this morning, as I'm now getting ready, like, what in the world? I go back to his freaking Instagram, and his profile username, picture, and everything has changed. His freaking profile pic is a black screen. His username is changed to the numbers of 444. Mind you, I don't really go on dates often. Like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I went on a date, so I'm kind of just like, you just do it for a plot. I told my dad about the situation. He's like, "Bro, you're gonna get freaking murdered or like SEX trafficked." And I'm like, "No." I was like, "I honestly don't know, but for the plot." So right now I'm getting ready. I personally just think it's weird that, like, he just changed his entire, like, profile and username and everything. Like, I don't know. I'm about to probably FaceTime him. Why should it be like not him? Bro, I'm like really scared. So wait, actually I'm gonna FaceTime him right now. Okay, I literally just got off the phone with him. I just FaceTimed him, so we're good. We're all set. He's a normal human being, and the only reason why he said he changed, apparently he changed all his social medias to that. I don't really know. I was literally straight up, and I was like, "You're not gonna murder me, right?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I think I'm just freaking out because I've never met him before, like, in my life, and I'm just now hearing of this person. So maybe it'll be good. I'll maybe do a little update. T-minus 30 minutes until he comes. It's currently 3:35 and he was supposed to pick me up at 1, bro. I think I just got stood up.
Story time on how I caught my 5-year best friend hooking up for months with my 4-month relationship with my old boyfriend at the time. So let me just get this story straight. Let me kind of like give you a little backstory. So me and this girl, we've known each other since 2nd, 3rd grade. And this story is like set in like 7th going to 8th grade. My best friend was always like much more, you can say like outgoing. She would always like take risks, like she didn't care. She wasn't scared to do anything. And like with guys, oh, she went ham town with that shit. So obviously I knew she was a little freak, but obviously I didn't blame her for it. I was just like polar opposites, you know, like I was innocent, she was like a little freak. And one day I'm on a call with my boyfriend and my friend texted me and she's like, "Hey, like I want to go on a 2-man with you. We haven't gone on one in so long. Like, it's been forever. Let's do it." And I haven't hung out with this girl in a fat minute. Like, I'd known her in elementary school. After elementary school, we went to different middle schools. So it was like, we were not really connected at the time. And I still knew her, like, and we still talk, but we haven't, like, seen each other in, like, a fat minute. Like, we still, like, talked, we still updated each other on stuff, you know, like, we were still best friends. But we weren't just as close as we used to be, you know? But one day, I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and she asked me, "Hey, do you want to go on a 2-man? Because we haven't went on one in so long." And I was like, oh my god, my boyfriend's best friend. Like, I read the message out loud, and my boyfriend was like, "Yo, my best friend's looking to go on a 2-man. Like, maybe we should go on a 2-man. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go on a 2-man. So, I haven't seen this girl in forever, and I see her, and I'm like, "Oh my god, hey girl, like, how are you?" And she's like, "Oh my god, hey, like, I haven't seen you in so long, I missed you so much." Like, right? Like, we're rebonding. Like, we're literally reunited. And I'm with my boyfriend too, and she meets the new guy, and it's like, they're going great. Like, we've been on FaceTime all together before. The 2-man, sorry guy, the 2-man, we were all like on the phone together before the 2-man. Like, we knew each other pretty well. But in the middle of the hangout, like, it's going great. I think it's going great. I'm having so much fun. I leave to go to the restroom for like a couple minutes. My best friend doesn't like want to come, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just go to the restroom myself, like, you know, right? And so they're just all alone, and we're at the mall, and they're just all alone, and I'm in the bathroom for like 10 minutes, like I'm doing my makeup, whatever. And so I come back out, and then my boyfriend has like this really like weird expression on his face. And then her guy, he's just kind of like looking away, like he's like this, and my best friend just has like the biggest smile on her face. So I'm like, what's going on? And I was like, "Oh, do you look sad because you miss me?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Wait, like, why are you upset?" And so I pulled him over to talk, and he was like, "I'm fine, like, leave it alone, like, I'm fine." I was like, okay. After that, the hangout became kind of dull, but it was fine because it was like the end of it. Like, we were all about to leave. We were all tired, so I kind of assumed it was that. But I also assumed that he was mad at me, so I called him afterwards, and we were on the phone, and the first thing that he tells me, he's like, "I don't want you to be mad at me." I'm like, okay, I won't be mad at you. He was like, your best friend was, like, literally, like, all up on me, like, and I was like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, I was literally with you guys, like, the whole time. Like, what do you mean my best friend was all up on you? He was like, when you went to the restroom, my best friend, like, walked away for a little bit to call his mom, and your best friend was hitting on me. I literally was like, no way she would do that. I was like, no way she would do that. It's my best friend. Like, I've known her since, like, 2nd grade. She wouldn't do that to me. And he was like, I swear, like, and that's like, why am I in a bad mood? And I was like, okay. But I left it alone because I did not want to start drama with this girl, especially because I haven't seen her in so long, and, like, this is the first time I've seen her in, like, a month or something, you know? But, like, now I know in my mind to, like, keep her away. Like, I just, like, was like, she told me that she wasn't really fucking with the guy that she was, like, with, so, like, we just won't go on a 2-man again because I don't want her, like, to pull anything on my boyfriend, so it's fine. We just won't do anything
with my boyfriend again. It's fine. Like, we won't get into any beef. It's fine. I knew that they had each other added, but, like, I didn't know that they were texting. I thought that they had each other added for, like, photos and shit from the group chat. And now I'm, like, in 8th grade. And so I'm with my boyfriend, and we're still together. Like, now it's, like, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. And my best friend she started going to the same middle school as me when I was in 8th grade. And I kid you not, I literally thought nothing of it because my best friend, like, I haven't, like, heard of the situation in, like, months, like, you know? But I was just so happy that she was here, and I'm so happy that, like, I got a friend, like, at my school. One day, I see them literally, because in our old school, we had, like, these bathrooms that were for the staff, and they had, like, multiple stalls, but, like, literally everybody snuck in there, you know, like, it wasn't really, like, for, like, the staff. Like, it was mostly for the students. Not really, like, students were allowed in there, but, like, nobody went in there. So my best friend and my boyfriend, I remember I was walking downstairs to go use the restroom, not the staff restroom, like the actual restroom that I needed to use. And so I see them, and they're walking side by side going to the staff restroom. And this staff restroom is literally known for people doing stuff. And so I saw them walking. I was like, hey guys, right? Because I didn't really know what else to say. And they were literally about to, like, walk into, like, the hallway for the staff restroom. And in that hallway, it's literally, like, kind of like a dead end. So it's like this. It goes like a box. And the staff restroom is, like, on the side. So, like, they would just go in there and go in the side. And they were literally right about to walk into that hallway. And I was like, hey, guys. And they turned around with the most scared face on their lips. They're like, oh, hey, Millie. And my boyfriend, like immediately walks up to me. He's like, hey, my love, like, and hugs me. My best friend has the nastiest look on her face. She looks like she wanted to strangle me with, like, all the force in her that she could. He hugged me like this. I hugged her, like, him like this, and my head was, like, above his shoulder. I saw her face. She was like this. Later on, I kind of got a little bit suspicious because what the fuck was that? And I've seen them later on walk with each other in the hallways, like, multiple times. And they would always have, like, the same thing always happen. And one day, when me and my friend were at the lunch table, I remember she went up to go leave because we had, like, different lunches, and me and my boyfriend didn't have, like, the same lunch period at the time. And so we had different lunches, and me and this girl had the same lunch together. So she left her phone on the table, and I knew her password. I was a little bit suspicious, and I was, like, literally just trying to get the weight off of my chest. Like, I knew that I knew she wouldn't do that, like, wada. So I went through her phone, and I looked through every single platform where her and her boyfriend, my boyfriend could have been messaging. I'm talking Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. Like, I'm not joking. Like, they had each other added on everything. Instagram, I don't know if I said that. But literally on Instagram, I went through his DMs and I saw him reply to her story saying, oh my gosh, like, I wanna you right now. This was, like, at 11:59 at night. I was asleep, and this was on a Tuesday. What the fuck? Like, what the So I'm like, oh my god, there is no way that they're not texting more on, like, different accounts. I go on WhatsApp. I look through their messages. It's all the times that they hung out when I didn't know. Like, this is, like, during the summer 7th going to 8th grade. They were hanging out, and they were hooking up for months. Like, literally, like, I was like, what the fuck? And I saw, like, nudes. Like, I literally could not. Like, I was so mad. My best friend comes back. I'm holding her phone like this. I look at her. She, like, walks up. I look at her, and I fucking turn the phone around. She stands there, like, and I'm like, what the fuck? I got into a whole argument with this girl in the cafeteria. It ended up being so bad that I got sent to the office. It got all resolved. We, like, just kind of told the office, like, some bullshit story. After that, I went to my boyfriend in school and I slapped him across the fucking face. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He was like, what? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You were fucking hooking up with my best friend for months. the whole school is watching at this point. The administrators are coming, and we're just yelling back and forth at each other, like, and I've never seen him yell like that. And then it got to the point where he literally pushed me, and I was like, oh hell no. I like slapped him again, and then the administrator came, and I was like literally like about to full on attack this boy and this little girl, but I couldn't because of fucking administrator. I got suspended for like what, 3-4 days, and now they're together. I hope you guys have a good like little life, because what the fuck was that? Also, by the way, girl, if he could do that shit to me, imagine what he's gonna do to you. Think about that shit, girl. You're not fucking stupid. And also, since I've known you since like fucking elementary school and you decided to ruin our trust just like that, fuck you. Go find yourself another girl best friend, because you know damn well none of them knew as much as I knew. Bye.
Story time about the worst day I've ever had at my job. Let's go. And someone please tell me what you would have done in this situation, because I felt like I was a little too nice, but I didn't know how to go about it. This is my first job, my first real job, so I didn't know what to do. So I work at this place called Giggletown, and if you've never heard of it, it's essentially an indoor play area for kids ages 0 to 8. So if you're above 8, you can't play, and keep that in mind. This day already started off really bad because I woke up and I started my period. Great way to start the day. And I have endometriosis, so the pain level was up here. So I was just tired, I was hurting, I was in pain, everything was overstimulating, so keep that in mind as well. I get there at 9 a.m. Not even 15 minutes later, people start coming in, which is fine. We're a very known, popular area, and everyone loves to come in and play. So everyone keeps coming in, and keep in mind that my boss is there, which is the owner, and she's doing some things with the technology and data and everything because we have some problems there, so she's trying to take care of that. And so every, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, you have to do a round and pick up all the toys and put them back where they go. Of course, I didn't feel like doing that because I was in a lot of pain, but I was doing that anyway because that's my job. So we have people coming in. There's a line out the door. It's not even 10 a.m. yet. We open at 9. And there's a line out the door. I'm getting all these people in. I'm not paying attention to anyone else. And so I'm getting all these people in. Maybe an hour goes by and things calm down a little, but we're packed inside. And so after I do my round, I hear the bell at the door go off. So I go up front to get the family in. And it's this mom, her mom, which is the grandma of the kids, and she has 3 kids with her. She has an older girl, an older boy, and then a young, like, toddler. So anytime someone comes in, I always ask, I'm like, hey, have you ever been here before? If so, let me check on that safety waiver for you so that you can get in. And if they've never been before, then you have to fill out a safety waiver. It's just basically saying that, like, hey, your kid is not our responsibility, blah, blah, blah. So I asked if they've ever been here before, and the mom said yes. And I said, okay, well, what's that first and last name? I can go ahead and check that safety waiver for you, make sure you're all good to go. And so she gives me her first and last name, and I make her spell it out for me because I don't want to spell it wrong. So I spell it out, and I'm looking, I'm like, can you spell that for me again? And she spells it, and it's right. And I'm looking, no safety waiver. And sometimes our system does this where the waivers don't go through, so they have to fill it out again, which only takes like 30 seconds max. So I'm like, ma'am, I'm not seeing the waiver on here, which is no big deal. You're just gonna have to fill it out again. And the mom goes, I already filled it out. And I said, ma'am, I know that, but our system is having technical difficulties. My boss is working on it right now. But you really do have to fill this out in order for your kids to go in. And she's like, whatever, I'll fill it out again. And I'm like, okay. So then, as she's filling it out, I'm like, okay, I just wanted to ask, does everyone have socks? And she's like, yes, I have socks in my bag. Like, with the snarkiest tone. And I'm like, okay, all right. And she says they all have socks. I'm like, that's fine. And the grandma, I'm looking over the counter, and the grandma was wearing flip-flops with no socks. And I said, hey, ma'am, I just wanted to let you know everyone has to be wearing socks if you're going to be in the play area. If you don't have them, that's fine. We sell them for $3. And after I say that we sell them for $3, she goes and looks at the mom. And I'm like,
I'm just doing my job. I'm already getting fed up at this point. I'm on my period, overstimulated by everything. So I'm like, ma'am, $3, no big deal. I take the adult socks, put them down nicely on the desk, and she like snatches it from me, and I'm like, okay. And so I ring up the kids. Oh, I forgot to mention, I asked how old the kids were because you have to be up until 8 years old to play. I asked how old the kids were. The toddler was 2.5. No, psych, I lied. 1.5, just starting to walk. And the older boy was 7, and the older girl was 9. And I said, ma'am, you do know that, our age limit is only up to 8. And then she goes, oh, she's 8. She's 8. And I said, okay. Second lie of the day, by the way. So finally, they go in, and I'm not focused on them, okay? I got people flooding in here. People love Giggletown at this time. It's like rush hour for Giggletown. People are coming in, flooding in. I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do. So after the flood of people come in, I'm like still checking the waivers and making sure everything's good up front. My boss walks over to the desk. This is maybe 10 minutes after that family comes in. She comes over to the desk. Hey, Bailey, I just wanted to let you know that that family over there isn't wearing socks. And I peep my head around the corner. It's that same family that told me that they all had socks. So you're a liar. You're a liar and you're a liar. You lied twice. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe she didn't lie at all. Maybe she actually does have socks and she just forgot. So I went up to her and I said, I was very respectful and I kept my demeanor fine. And I said, hey, ma'am, I just wanted to let you know, I don't know if you forgot, but everyone does have to be wearing socks. I noticed your little girl was running around and she's barefoot, and she does have to be wearing socks, including you as well. And she looks up at me from her phone like this and goes, I've never heard of that rule. What? What do you mean you've never heard of that rule? So anyway, I'm like, yes, ma'am, you do have to be wearing socks in the play area. And guys, I feel like that's common sense. I feel like you should know if you're going to an indoor play area, you're gonna be wearing socks, okay? So anyway, I'm like, it's no big deal, ma'am. If you don't have socks, we do sell them up front for $3. It's no big deal. And she's like, you know what? I'll just hold my daughter the whole time. And I said, okay, fine. Just hold your daughter, I don't care. And so I'm like, okay, but you do have socks, right? And she's like, oh, yes, they're in my bag. So I physically watch her pull them out and put them on, but she doesn't have socks for her daughter. So I'm like, okay. So she holds her daughter in the little like baby carrier, and I go back up front. More people are coming in. I'm getting them inside Giggletown so that I can walk around, do a few laps, do my job. So it's time for my 4th or 5th lap to clean up toys. I'm walking out to go clean up the toys, and I see that same little girl running around barefoot. And at this point, I'm getting pissed off. So I'm like, I have to address her again, and I really don't know what to say. So I go up to her again, and I say, ma'am, I know you don't want to hear from me again, but you do have to be wearing socks inside of Giggletown, okay? Okay. So she keeps telling me, she's like, I've never heard of that rule. I've never heard of that rule. And at this point, I'm just like, ma'am, if you've been to Giggletown plenty of times, you would know about our sock rule. So at this point, I just don't even care anymore. I'm really fed up. And so, you know what? I'm just going to be nice. I go up front, and I get the toddler socks, and I'm like, it's on me. I'll give them to you for free. Just take the socks. Take the socks. And she's like, I don't want the socks. I told you I would hold her the whole time. And I'm about to cry. I'm literally so mad, and she's just being so rude. So finally, her daughter runs over to her, and she picks her daughter up, and I said, ma'am, just take the socks. Just take the socks. It's no big deal. Just take the socks. And she said, no, I'll just hold her. I'm like, you know what? Fine. I quit. I'm done. So I go back up to the front because more people are coming in. And as I turn around to walk away to go towards the front,
She turns to her mom and she goes, if she should be addressing anything, she should be addressing that big zit on her chin. Huh? And at this point, I'm livid. So I turn around and I go, excuse me? And she looks over at me and she's just like glaring at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I said, ma'am, I heard you, and if you don't like our rules with Giggletown, you can simply just leave. And my boss is over there. If you don't like the rules, take it up with her.
And eventually they left. They left like 10 minutes after that, but I was so mad and I didn't know what to do. What would you guys do in this situation? Because it literally made me so mad. Like, don't be rude and don't be disrespectful. Don't.
Me love being best friend with boy. Boy always comfort me when I sad. It makes me happy. Me and boy talk a lot, every day, all day. Me and boy hang out, often. Me love hanging out with boy. Boy's so fun when we hang out. Boy's really good at comforting me. I really like that about boy. Me and boy start to hang out alone more often. Me start to like boy. Really like boy. Me love boy. Me show boy that. Me and boy go to boy's house. Boy doesn't know that I like boy yet. His sister hints at him. He doesn't take the hint. Me don't do anything with boy. Me go home. Me and boy talk. Boy finds out me like boy. Boy like me too. Me and boy plan another hangout. Me go to boy's house the next day. Me and boy go in his room. Me and boy in bed. We're just there, just talking, watching TikTok. Me and boy, we're good. Me and boy cuddle. Me and boy watch his phone. Boy's phone, all girls. Me kind of sad. Me think it should just be me. But it's okay. Me boy just friends. Me boy just friends. Me no take things lightly. Me very serious. Boy kiss me. Boy kissed me 3 times. 3 times too many for it to be like to me. We no make out. We just kiss. But kiss important to me. Me really happy about kiss. Me really like boy. Me and boy start to argue over there because his whole phone is girls. Me sad. Me want relationship. Boy no want relationship. Me say that's okay. I want you. You want me. Why can't it just be us? Boy no want relationship. Me okay with that. Whatever. Me go home. Me find out boy want to go to man next day to get. Me think that's so weird. What? Me text boy. Me stand my ground. Me say, you can't be with me and get with other girls. I won't allow it. Me and boy end things. Me stand my grounds. Me proud of myself. Friend proud of me. I'm like, yeah. I text boy later. I say, boy, it okay. It okay you want other girls. I just don't want to be nothing with you. I want to have at least anything. It okay you want other girls. Me fine. Okay? Boy say, no. You won't be okay with it. Yeah, I won't. But it's okay now. Me want you. You want me. It's okay you want other girls too. We work with it. He say no. Me and boy, just friends. Always have been just friends. Me thought something was good going on. Me thought something special could happen. Boy didn't think that. Me and boy still hang out. Me talk to boyfriend, also my friend. Me and that boy been friend for years. He tell me, get with me say, okay. Me thought one time, that's it. Me no like that boy. It turned out to be more than just that one time. Me and boy never really did anything. We just cuddled and hung out. But me and boy still best friends. Me and boy one still best friends. Me and boy one still hang out. We all hang out in groups. Me and boy really flirty and all over each other. Mainly him. He all over me. When other boys show up, he not all over me, but he still flirts with me. Me think it's weird. It's whatever. Me don't like boy. Me really like boy. We just friends. We just friends. It's okay. Me and boy hang out at other friends' pool. Boy all over me. Boy hugging my waist. Boy wanting to kiss me. There's a photo of me and boy staring into each other's eyes. Me haunted by it. Me sad by it. Me look, me think, me cry about it. Me miss boy. Me boy, just friends. Why are we just friends? Me boy continue to hang out. Me boy just friends. Me boy really like each other. Me boy flirt with each other every day. Me end things with other boy. Me cut it off. Me don't like that boy. Boy gets mad at me and argues with me for days. Me think that's so mean. Why are you mad? Me find out boy did stuff with one of my other friends at Ocean City. Me really sad. Me didn't find out that they did stuff until a while. But I knew that they were hanging out and I figured they did stuff. Boy lie. Boy say, me and her no did stuff. That's so crazy. Me no get with her. We just hang out. We just friends. That's you and me, boy. So now I know you're lying. Because we were never just friends. So now I know you're lying. Me forgive. Me and boy still friends. But me and boy get into a really big fight about me ending things with other boy. My other friend, he invites me go stay at his house a lot. Mom don't know. Sneak out. Whatever. But we're actually really just friends. That one night, boy was over at that boy's house. He texted me, told me to come over. Boy hates me. Boy texts me, say, I no hate you. Me can never hate you. Me go to that boy's house. Me really dumb. Me get with boy that night. Me do stuff with boy. Lots of stuff. Makes me sad. Me declined stuff with him. He wanted to. Me no wanted to. We continue to just make out. We sleep on the couch together. Next morning, he doesn't wake up. So I leave without saying anything. Like one night stand. But other boy walked me out. Other boy don't know everything. Just know part. Me end up leaving. Me go home. Me really sad. Me happy at first. Boy texts me saying he's sorry. Me say for what? He said because he didn't wake up to say bye. I said, it's okay. I'm not mad. I thought maybe this is really good for boy and I. Maybe me and boy will be something. Wow. Me really excited. Boy no answer me again. Me disappointed. Boy ghost me. Me dumb. Me wait. Then me text boy. Me no answer. Hours. Me text him. Again. He say, sorry, me was at practice. You can't be mad at me. He's mad. Me don't know why. Boy mad for no reason. Well, me say, you can't just ghost me, boy. Boy say, I'm not ghosting you. I've just been busy. Boy really mad. Boy's just saying that he has so much stuff to do with friends and family. Me say, you lie, boy. You hurt me. A lot, boy. Me and boy talk a little more. Boy really mean. Boys don't want nothing to do with me. Me cry. Me did something that night. Me really sad. Me really fucking sad. Me cry. Boy hate me. Me love boy. Me talk to my friends about boy. I so sad. Me love boy. Why no boy love me? Friends say I can do better and I deserve better. Me say, but I don't want better. Me tell boy I wait for boy because I need him. Boy still ghosts me. Boy still hung out all our friends. Me still hung out all our friends. Just never together. Me couldn't face boy after that. This all over summer. Me go to new school this year. Kind of sad without boy. Me don't open boy snaps. Boy notice. Boy don't open my snaps. We don't talk at all. Me and boy keep our streak on TikTok though. Nudge. We no talk. Nudge. For streak. Why? We have streak on Snap still. Then me saw boy at homecoming. Me got anxious. Me low-key panic attack. Me nervous around boy. Boy scare me. Boy really mean. Me love boy though. Me still want something with boy, but me no say that to anyone. No one know me that. No one, I can't tell no one that. But I'm real sad without boy. Boy was the only one that understood me. But me can't go back to boy. Boy won't go back to me. Me okay with that. Boy with friends. Friends have been mean to me recently. I'm not friends with them no more. One boy make real mean joke about me being fat. Me get really sad. Me had bad experiences. Boy say nothing. Boy don't laugh though. Boy's friends laugh. Boy's friends really mean, but they all wanted me at one point. It's okay. Me go on my phone immediately after seeing him. Me search up his name. Me block boy. Me proud myself. Me, yay, I blocked boy. I wish I didn't block boy. I like the comfort of knowing I have boy on my phone. But me should not go back to boy. Me drop standards for boy. Me won't do that again. Let's hope. Me and boy still nudge on TikTok. Me miss boy. Me saw boy's mom. Boy's mom really loved me. Boy's sister loves me. Boy's sister still talks to me. Me and boy's sister really talk. Me and boy's sister love each other. Me hope that makes boy bad. Boy's mom loved me. Boy's mom had always loved me. Me told boy's mom that he treated me bad. Me no say what he did. Me can't say that to his mom. Me don't want to get him in trouble. Me just say that we stopped being friends in total because he treated me poorly when I saw her at football game. She say, I'm sorry. He's like that. I don't know why. She know her son bad. She's apologetic to all girls. Me feel bad for her. Me and boy still don't talk. Me really miss boy. Boy treated me really badly. But me forget boy. He just does weird things. Why boy so weird? Why boy so weird?
Story time on how I got caught sneaking out of the house / lying about my location, brown parent edition. Okay, so basically, I was, like, on, like, house arrest. Not even house arrest, like, I honestly wasn't. Like, I was just not, like, supposed to go to another party because I needed to just stay home. Like, my parents had, like, this rule that's, like, oh, if you go out, like, on Friday, you can't go out Saturday or Sunday. You have to wait, like, 3 billion weeks after and then go out again. Like, whatever. Like, I feel like it's, like, a common rule for, like, people, but I had that rule, too. So basically what I did was my friend texted me, and I don't do shit like this. Like, I don't like sneak out and like do any of this fucking shit because like it's so bad. Like, I don't know, I like have this like huge thing. Like, I don't want to like lie to my parents about like big things like this, like your location and stuff. Like, maybe like with people who I'm with, like small like lies like that, but like not like sneaking out. Like, it's not me. But this time, like, shit, like I went crazy, bro. Like, it was insane. Okay, so what I did was my friend texted me like, yo, like, are you going to the party? I was like, nah, like, shit, like, summertime sadness, like, shit, like, I can't go, like, small day, not allowed to go. And I was like, low-key sad. I was like, I low-key had, like, that FOMO. I was like, she my best friend, like, babe, like, not best friend, like, she was one of my best friends, and I'm like, shit, why can't I go? And then my friend that I was texting saying that I can't go, he was like, why can't you just, like, sneak out? And I was like, the fuck, nah, like, shit, I'm not doing all that, like. he was like, no, we literally, like, have a ride and everything. Like, we can just scoop you and go. And I was like, bro, we're not going. Like, I cannot go. And then, he was like, he convinced me for, like, solid 30 minutes. I was like, fuck, I'm scared. Like, I can't do this. Like, I've never done shit like this. And I was like, okay, whatever. And I told my mom, like, okay, I'm gonna go to the park. My friend is gonna pick me up, and we're just gonna, like, go to the library, okay? And she was like, okay, like, that's fine. First, it was, like, already weird for her, because why would someone pick me up at a park and then take me to the library? Like, usually my friend would come to the front door and, like, pick me up and go, right? Like, to library. But I was like, oh, I need to go to the park first. And then she was like, okay, like, whatever. And I was like, fuck, like, this is already so bad. Like, I already feel so bad at this. And then I went to the park, and then my friend picked me up. So he picked me up, like, with his, like, yeah, he picked me up, and, like, we went. And I was, like, stressing the fuck out, like, because she, like, has my location and everything, like, so me lying is, like, diabolical. Like, I had to, like, keep going on, like, airplane mode and all this stuff. I was, like, to try to turn off my location. Like, I even went, like, on the settings thing and turned it off. So I was, like, fuck, like, this is such a bad idea. And I was scared more about my dad, because my dad is, like, the fucking worst. If we do something wrong, like, you cook, bitch. You cooked as fuck. Like, you're not seeing the face of the earth again if you do shit with my dad, right? So I was like, fuck, I was at least trembling in my boots. And I get in the car, and, like, we're going, and I'm like, bro, I'm freaking out. It's, like, 30 minutes away, so it's not even, like, something close by. It's far as fuck. It's, like, 30 minutes away, okay? And I'm like, oh my god, fuck. Like, we're on the highway, like, I'm freaking out still. We go pick up another friend, and then now it's, like, a drop-off, so I get dropped off at another person's house, and we go, and then go, like, all together. So his parents take us. Now it's, like, us three in the car, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, bitch, this is crazy. And I'm still shaking my boots, and I enter the party. I'm like, okay, let me calm down. I put on my party outfit, because obviously I can't step out of the house with, like, a, you know, like, party outfit, because my mom's like, why the fuck are you wearing it to the library? And I was like, I don't know. So I changed whenever, and I was, like, acting all calm at the party, but bitch, inside I was like, fuck, I'm cooked. Okay? And I was like, okay, and things were going good for the first 20-30 minutes, okay? And then my mom calls me. Let that settle in. My mom calls me, and I'm fucking freaking out. Like, I'm like, fuck, like, this is so bad. Like, I cannot do this. And I was so scared, because I don't do shit like this, bro. Like, it's just embarrassing as fuck, and, like, weird, and, like, okay, for me, it's just, I can't, okay? And I start shaking, and I don't pick up the call, because I'm like, what the fuck do I do? There's, like, music and everything in the back. So I'm, like, freaking out, telling my friends, and then I leave the house, and I just go to the backyard. I'm like, okay, I'll pick up, and she's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm at the library, why? And then she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm at the library. And she's like, okay, like, and then she's freaking out because she can't see my location or anything, and she's like, no, you're not, like, stop lying. And then dad's on the call, and he's yelling and yelling and yelling. I'm like, fuck. And he's like, okay, if you're at the library, I'm gonna come pick you up in, like, a couple minutes. And I'm like, that house is, like, 35 minutes away from that, like 40 minutes away from the library. Not even, it's further away, okay? And I'm fucking freaking out. I'm like, I need to get to the library right the fuck now. And I told them I was with my friend at the library, right? So they called my friend, and I was texting my friend, like, bro, please. And I didn't even tell my friend to, like, cover for me. And I should have fucking done that, but I didn't. And, like, and I was texting my friend, I was like, bro, please, like, tell your parents, like, if they ask. I mean, if my parents call you, like, please tell them, like, we're at the library or something. And then she's like, bro, like, they're calling my parents, not even me. So obviously her parents can't lie about it. My friend's parents can't lie and cover for me. Like, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, they care for my safety too, like, whatever, okay? So I was like, fuck, I'm so cooked. And, like, I felt so bad, because now I was dragging in other people, and I hate that. Like, I don't know, I felt like shit. Like, I felt like shit, okay? And then whatever, okay? So now, now my parents are cross-checking with my friend's parents. Like, they were supposed to take me to the library, and they're like, no, she's not there. Why? She's not at the library. My daughter's at home. And I'm like, fuck, I'm cooked. And now I'm like, okay, I'm still saying to my parents, like, yeah, I'm still at the library, so I have to, like, and I can't use, and at that time, I didn't have, like, a job or anything, so I didn't have, like, money on me, right? So I didn't have money or anything, like, to get myself, like, an Uber and, like, quickly Uber to, like, the library. I didn't have any of that, so I had to, like, literally, like, beg my friends to, like, buy me an Uber. And one of my friends, thank you, came in clutch. Like, he came in clutch, bro, and he bought me an Uber. Like, after I had to, like, beg around for so long. I feel like a fucking beggar, bro. Like, bro, please buy me Uber, because they're fucking expensive sometimes. So I was like, fuck. And obviously, like, they helped me. Like, my friends did help me, and, like, and I caused a whole scene, and I felt so bad at the party. I was like, fuck, I'm cooked. And then we got the Uber, and then I fucking like that good. Like the Uber, she was so sweet, bro. She became like my lifeline. No, she didn't. The fuck, bro. It was like one thing, but she like became my therapist for like a good few minutes. And then she started talking to me, and I was like stressed out. I was like, bro, and she's like, are you good? Like, are you okay? And I was like, fuck no. And I started like getting like, I started hyperventilating. I was like, bro, like I'm sneaking out, I'm doing all this shit. And she's like, girl, trust me, like I've done all this shit, like I got you. And then she starts like going like a little faster, and like she starts taking me to the library. And I was like, bitch, I love you, babe. Like, and I was like, I'm so like fried if I don't get there in time. So I go to like we're rushing to the library, and I'm like stressing out, and then I have to like park, I think my parents are already there, so like I have to park somewhere that I can get out and like go inside. It's in the library, and then I'm texting them like, where are you? They don't respond to me, and I'm like, fuck, are they already here? Did they already see me walk in? And then they're like, wait, we haven't even left the house. I was like, bitch, you're gonna stress me like that much? And like, we're not even there yet, but stay there, we're fucking coming in picking you up. And they come in like 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, and then they so cooked, bro. So cooked. Like, I'll give you all part 2, and then I went home. It was wraps for me, because I lied so much. And then they were like my dad was like starting to write down names, like, okay, who was at the library then? All these names. And I lied about, and then I said like, oh yeah, I was in the library with Vicky. Fuck, I name drop. That's my best friend, but whatever. That's the one that was like the library I went with. But yeah, I was supposed to go with her to the library, and like I didn't. And then I asked to pull other people. I was like, yeah, I went to the library with other people. And they're like, okay, who are the names? And then they took the names down, and they were like, okay, we're gonna call all these people, and we're gonna like make sure like you guys have the exact same story. I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do. And I started telling my friend like, bro, please, like, you gotta like lock in for me, like say that we were like at the library and stuff. And I was like, okay. And like, okay, so whenever he was like cross, like my dad like got him. Obviously, he was like, bro, like, what did you do? Like, where were you going? So my parents at this point, like after figuring out everything, they think that I'm still lying about. They thought that I was lying about who I was with, not where I went. So till today, they don't know that I went to a party. They just think that I went to the library, but they think that I went with different people instead of the girl that I was supposed to go with, right? So I was like, yeah, like I went with this person. I was just like, I lied about it. Like, I'm sorry. And I was like, and they were like, okay, like you have to prove it to us that you went with someone else. Like, come on, like tell me. They're like, were there any boys? I was like, no, there weren't. And then they're like, who were the people? And I listed out like my friends that were at the birthday party, like my close friends, right? And they were like, okay, I'm gonna ask them. And I told them like, yeah, we just like went from the library, we just went to eat, and we came back. That's why like location was like flickering, all this stuff. And they were like, okay, like I'm gonna call that girl, and I'm gonna ask what you ate, and if she says the same exact order, like the order that you actually ate, then you're fine. Then she was like, oh, what color clothes, what was I wearing? Like that girl that had to describe exactly what I was wearing, because if I didn't, then it proves like she wasn't there with me. So I was like, fuck, what do I do? And I don't even remember what I did, bro. And I didn't even have my phone. Like my dad was like looking at my phone, so I couldn't even text saying like, hey, like tell all this stuff. I was like freaking out. Like she had to have gotten it right. I don't know how I survived that situation. I didn't get in trouble like that much at all. I have so many stories like this. Like, it's actually bad. Like, I have so much lore. Like, let me know if y'all want more.
How old do you think I am? Tell me right now before I tell you my age. How old do you think I am? Because tonight, I went out with friends, and then at the end of the night, some guy started talking to me about my shirt, because I guess it's a conversation starter or something. And then he said, you're really cute. Can I have your number? But my man had a beard. And I understand that young people can have beards. But he was not young. So I asked him, I said, oh, like, can I ask how old you are? And he said, 28. 28? How old did you think I am? So I said, I was like, oh, I'm 18 years old. So he said, oh, never mind then. How old did you think I was? Because I think I could not pass for any older than 20. And I feel like that's also kind of a lot. I understand that with the makeup and everything, I look a little bit older, but I've always been told that I look younger than I am. And maybe that's just me, but I feel like for a 28-year-old to be appropriate for him to date me, I would have to be at least 22. At least 22. And I don't think I can pass for 22. So I need to know if I just look really old. But I don't know, man. How old do I look?